This video is sponsored by Grammarly.
So let me guess, your exam is coming up. That test that you've been frantically cramming for and dreading for months. At this point, you're made up of around 70% coffee, your sleep schedule has flown out the window, and even your pet smells better than you.
Ugh.
But hey, all that studying and cramming is going to be worth it, right? Well, now it's exam day, and here you are, ready for your exam, or not. Suddenly you realize your pencil doesn't have an eraser.
Oh my gosh, my pencil. It doesn't have an eraser.
And when you start actually taking the test, your mind draws a blank and you realize you've forgotten everything.
I don't remember anything.
Panic overwhelms you, and out of sheer desperation, you just randomly bubble in answers. So if you're like me and have struggled with test anxiety or just don't know what to do with yourself the day before and of an important exam, hopefully these study tips and exam day routine will help you not have a mental breakdown during the exam. So my exam day routine truly starts the day before the exam, and actually sometimes even a few days before. So around 3 days before any really big exam, I usually stop watching any shows, movies, or even reading fictional books. I might use study with me's or watch content related to the topics I'm studying, but that's pretty much it. And I even only listen to a specific playlist of classical music to get into the right focused mindset. So the day before, I'm only listening to classical music, if any music at all, because I don't know why, but it just really helps me clear my mind and stay focused. So exam day eve, if that's a thing, I'm either reviewing my exam summary pages or finishing making my exam summary pages. So my exam summary pages are really just summaries of the information that I feel least confident about and that I feel I need to keep reviewing the most. So the exam summary pages can have formulas or vocab or concepts that I feel I need to keep reviewing for one final day, or if it's an essay exam, it could be facts and dates that I need to memorize for good essay responses. So if I know there's going to be an essay question on the exam, I like to practice answering a few of the prompts in advance, and I'll usually type my practice responses for exams and midterms in Grammarly. So Grammarly is an all-in-one writing tool, not just a spelling and grammar checker, that improves your productivity and saves you time when you have multiple assignments to complete. It's free to download and easy to integrate into your daily life, and it works where you work, like Google Docs, to help you work more efficiently. So avoid losing out on easy marks with Grammarly. Instead of using multiple websites to find new words, you can use Grammarly's free synonym feature to replace your overused words. Also, it's easy to ramble when you're writing essays or assignments, especially on crunch time. So rewrite those hard to read and run-on sentences with Grammarly Premium's Clarity full sentence rewrites. And when you upgrade to Grammarly Premium, you can get your work done quicker and save time finding citations with Grammarly Premium's plagiarism detector to double check your work is your own across 16 billion other web pages. With midterms and assignments piling up, succeed in school with tools like Grammarly. It's free, why not? Go to grammarly.com/studies-to-success to sign up for a free account, and if you'd like to get extra features, upgrade to Grammarly Premium for 20% off to help you save time and work more efficiently. Once I'm done reviewing for the day, I prepare some breakfast for the next morning. So I'm obsessed with overnight oats, and they're a perfect breakfast since they're full of nutrients, fruits, nuts, etc., and can give you energy for test day without being rough on your stomach. I also recommend not drinking any caffeine the night before, since you want to have at least 7-ish hours of solid night's sleep. So then after that, I prepare my clothes for the next day, as well as a list of everything that I need for the test, which is super important. So make sure you have your ID if you need it, your calculator, and anything else required for the exam, or else you just might not be able to take it. And then I just fully prepare my backpack and check it a million times to make sure it's 100% ready so I don't worry about it in the morning. So now it's the morning of the exam, so I'm having my breakfast while reading over my exam summary pages again. Then I bring the summary pages with me in a folder usually, but I don't recommend reading them in the car if you're being driven by your parent, since you might get car sick. So if the test center allows it, because usually there's like some waiting period, I usually keep reviewing until the last possible minute, which I know most people don't recommend, but it works for me because immediately once the exam begins, I always write down whatever I can remember that I struggled with the most from my exam summary pages onto the very front page, any free space that's there pretty much, that I was just reading right before the exam. That usually takes maximum 3 to 4 minutes. So after that, if it's a multiple choice exam, I use what I like to call the easy star circle system. I don't know if there's an official term for this, if this is an official method or not, but pretty much what I do is I first go through all the questions I find super easy and am 100% sure about, because that way it boosts my confidence, and also I completely avoid anything that I'm remotely confused about to avoid increasing my anxiety and being overwhelmed or freaking out that I'm not going to do well. So as I'm going through the questions one by one, I put stars next to the ones that I think I know how to answer but just need more time to, and circles around questions that seem really confusing or hard and that I don't know how to answer. So once I've gone through all of the really easy ones, then I work through the star questions. And then finally, once I've gone through all of the star questions, I attempt to do any circle ones or really, really hard ones. And if I still don't know how to do them, I'll just guess on them to the best of my ability. If it's an essay-based exam, I'll try to give myself around a quarter of the time that I have to write out an outline of everything and any facts or names or points that I remember from my exam summary page that I want to add. And then I just write as fast as I can based on my outline, and I try to divide each paragraph time-wise into equal amounts of time, giving myself at least a 5-minute window before the end of the exam. So if I have free time at the end, the first thing I do is I definitely double check my scantron to make sure that I bubbled everything in correctly, because you do not want to end up accidentally missing everything by one bubble and then completely messing up your answers. And then if I have a lot of free time, which sometimes happens, I just keep checking over my work and seeing if I made any careless errors or miscalculations. And usually I've made at least 1 or 2, especially if it's the math section. So I save myself from losing easy points by just going over my answers again. And yeah, so then I just keep reviewing and double checking until the exam is done.
What did I do? Ah. Sit. Why did you lie down exactly on my papers? Are they really that comfortable for sleeping?